In a bustling town in southwestern Nigeria, a new pastor arrived. His name was Pastor Abraham. He was fiery and devout, with eyes that burned with a strange, zealous light. He vowed to save the town. His mission was singular, to defeat the old gods. He believed their power was a demonic stain on the land. There is only one God. He would thunder from his pulpit. The congregation amended. He started by preaching against the local shrine. That idol is a deceiver. It brings only poverty and suffering, he declared. He urged his flock to renounce the deity, Ogun, god of iron. A few brave members brought their farming tools, gifts for Ogun, to the church. Pastor Abraham blessed them, then had the items melted down. The metal was used to build a new church cross. The local elders warned him. "Pastor, you tread on dangerous ground. Ogun is not a gentle spirit. He protects our forges and our harvests. Do not provoke his wrath," the Baal implored. Pastor Abraham scoffed. "Your God is powerless. My God is a consuming fire." He saw their warnings as proof of his divine mission. His resolve only hardened. He would prove his faith. He sold his own car to fund a massive crusade. The field was lit with generators and loudspeakers. He called it the final war on paganism. The whole town was invited, curious. That night, he challenged the gods directly. "Let your Ogun strike me down. I stand on the holy word of God. He is my shield and my defender," he shouted to the sky. Silence. Then, a gentle rain began to fall. The crowd saw it as a sign of mercy. But Pastor Abraham saw it as his victory. The old gods are silent. They are defeated. The next morning, his church was filled with new members. They brought offerings, money, and hope. Pastor Abraham felt triumphant. He had won a great spiritual battle for the town's soul. But a strange unease settled over the town. The blacksmith's fires would not light. Farmers' hoes snapped in the hard soil. A subtle curse seemed to lay upon their work. Pastor Abraham declared it a test from his God. He sold his own home and gave the money to the struggling families. "Have faith," he urged. "The Lord will provide new blessings." He then took his most drastic step. He marched to the sacred grove where the shrine stood. With an axe, he began to chop down the ancient, revered Iroko tree. The elders wept and begged him to stop. The air grew heavy and cold. A deep, metallic scent, like fresh blood and iron, filled the grove. But the pastor did not relent. The great tree fell with a thunderous crash. He ordered the wood be used to build new pews for his church. Now the people will sit on the remains of their false god. That Sunday, as his congregation sat on the new pews, a wailing was heard. It was the blacksmith, his son gravely ill. The local doctor could find no cause for the sickness. One by one, more children fell ill. Their feverish whispers spoke of a man of iron, angry in his forge. The town was gripped with a cold, silent fear. The people stopped coming to Pastor Abraham's church. They began leaving silent offerings at the fallen tree stump. Their faith in his power was broken. Despair was everywhere. Pastor Abraham sold his last possession, his wristwatch, for medicine. It was not enough. He knelt in his empty church, desperate. "My God, why have you forsaken them? Why?" In a vision, he saw it. He saw not a demon, but a powerful, ancient force of nature, wounded and furious. Ogun was not evil, he was the spirit of the land itself. The pastor had not been fighting a devil. He had been attacking the very essence that balanced the town's life. His war was one of arrogance, not faith. He understood his folly. He went to the elders, humbled. "I was wrong," he confessed, his head bowed. "I fought what I did not understand. Tell me how to make amends. I will give everything." The Baal looked at him with weary eyes. "You have already given all you owned. Now you must give of yourself. You must go to the shrine and rebuild it." Alone, Pastor Abraham went to the desecrated grove. His hands, once used for breaking, now worked to rebuild. He gathered stones and began to construct a new altar. He worked for days without food or water. His fine clothes tore on thorns. His skin was burned by the sun. He was no longer a pastor, but a penitent man. On the third night, exhausted, he fell before the new altar. "I submit," he whispered. "I fought you in ignorance. Forgive me. Heal our children. Take my life if you must." A warmth spread through the grove. The scent of iron softened into the smell of wet earth after rain. A profound peace settled over him, a feeling of acceptance. He awoke at dawn, refreshed. The grove felt alive again. He heard the distant sound of a blacksmith's hammer. It was a clean, hopeful sound ringing through the morning air. He returned to the town. The children were recovering, their fevers broken. The people looked at him, not with anger, but with a quiet understanding. The curse was lifted. Pastor Abraham kept his church, but his sermons changed. He no longer preached of a war against gods. He spoke of balance, respect, and the many paths to the divine. He became a bridge between the faiths. His church and the shrine existed in peace. He often consulted with the elders, learning the old ways to better serve his community. He owned nothing, but he was richer than ever. He was a man who had given all to fight the gods, only to find a greater truth and surrender. He had found peace. And on certain quiet evenings, he would walk to the grove. He would sit by the new Iroko sapling growing from the old stump. He felt a presence, stern but just. The people told his story for generations. Not as a tale of victory, but of wisdom. A reminder that the fiercest faith is sometimes found not in fighting, but in yielding.